some investment opportunities that are about to go to market, some that are completely off market, and some recent deals just to highlight numbers and opportunities. This one is looking to hit the market this week.
$299 in Hamilton. Like, come on, people. Like, I haven't seen that price in a long time in Hamilton anywhere.
Yeah, this one, so it's an action available assignment. Closes January 14th. ARV is probably pushing north of 1.4. Truly just a cosmetic retrofit. 2,219 square feet. See, sellers there are looking to make a move as soon as possible on it.
There you go, folks. So if you're a little bit handy, or if you got, really great connections with your renovation contracting team, go hit up Abdellah on this one here.
If you sincerely want to get into the market on any level, if you're not prepared, get prepared, essentially, right? Like, talk to your mortgage broker, get hooked up with a local expert. That's so unpredictable, but we're actually like at a week-to-week kind of appreciation here, right?
Hello, everybody here on this channel. I'm Kory MacKinnon. I'm a real estate investor and a coach from Southwestern Ontario, actually born and raised in Sarnia, and I'm still here right now. And it's been a blessing to be able to spend time with investors and realtors from all over the province here. So today we have Abdellah from the Hamilton area. It's an area that's highly sought after. Really looking forward to hearing all the nuggets and all the stats from the area from Abdellah. So Abdellah, looking forward to spending some time with you here, pitching and catching, and learning a little bit more about you and the market out your way, what the trends are doing. Because if people aren't staying on top of the data and the trends and the stats, they're gonna be left behind, really. So making sure that you spend time with a realtor or a realtor's team that is on top of this stuff all the time, you can make a strategy and a plan before you go into battle. And it really does feel that way these days when you're trying to buy a piece of property, like you literally are going into battle. So Abdellah, looking forward to hearing more about you and your market.
Yeah, awesome, Kory. No, appreciate it, man. Heard a lot of great things about you and your journey and your successes. So, yeah, everybody knows Hamilton's a little bit of the wild, wild west out here. But again, if knowing the month-to-month stats and trajectories and all that, obviously, just going to go a long way in helping you make informed decisions, and obviously being connected with a local expert, that weighs heavily in the investment world. So. Yeah, Kory, thanks for having me on, and ready when you are, essentially, to jump in here.
Yeah, cool. I'm sure you have a presentation to share with the viewers today, and make sure that you there's always so many nuggets in the middle and towards the end of these presentations. Make sure that you're following the whole narrative all the way through. You don't want to miss out on any pieces that could be critical in the certain sector that you're looking to buy in or your strategy.
Yeah, exactly. So, usually, we've done a couple of these now. I like to hit on all different types of strategies, from single family to duplexes and kind of higher density stuff into the new build strategy. So, hoping we're bringing some good content here. But yeah, we're always trying to hone in on diversity here, just so that we're able to have all different types of investors kind of get the most out of these presentations.
Totally. It's so, where else do you get to spend this much time with a realtor where it's one to many, and, you're actually getting access to the stats and the inventory. So definitely Abdellah is somebody we're staying in touch with in the Hamilton area. Okay,
guys. So as usual, yeah, there's a picture of the squad there out here in Hamilton, the Majd Realty Group. Been together.
Yeah, you guys just had a bit of a banner year. So, obviously, champions aren't raised by themselves. You have a deep team here, and you guys have done quite a few deals this year.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate that, Kory. So yeah, we just crossed the 100 transaction threshold. Something we've had our sights set on for a long time here. We've been together since March of this year, and we took on agents very quickly and trying to get systems down and getting into a groove here. That lady beside me, Bailey, she's my she's my director of operations. So without her, the team doesn't exist. So, you know, she's a big part of what we do. So yeah, 100 and counting. Let's see where we get to. You know, we want to do probably another 40, 50 transactions before the end of February here. So I'd love to get to that 150 deal plateau. But again, yeah, with it's teamwork or it's bust here with us. So, but super happy. We do have a lot of young agents too. 3 of our agents are there, and actually 4 of our agents are in their first year in the business. But just obviously we're looking to grow there all together and do this as a unit here. So, but yeah, but super happy and just trying to keep the ball rolling here into 2022.
And they got some great experience leading the way in yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying over here. So, but yeah, guys, just jumping to the freehold stats. I know we've done this in the past, just to kind of, you know, you're seeing the trajectory from when I did my first video, I think back in June or July. So, you know, obviously, like you're seeing, you know, these prices steadily increase, and that just has a direct correlation with lack of inventory, essentially, right? Obviously, interest rates are still super low. Inventory is dwindling as we cruise into the winter months. But again, guys, we're just going to leave. We're going to kind of jump out into 2021 because I think everybody can get a good sense of where that's going to be with the same buyer activity and, you know, less products to choose from. Maybe throw in your guess as to what January of 2022, where that's going to stand as we transition out of this year. So
well, you've broken through that $800,000 average price point for freeholds. So
yeah. Exactly.
And we're seeing this in a lot of different markets, right? There was maybe like some, you know, bit of a ceiling at a certain price point. Like at Milton, it was like $1 million, and then here it was maybe 800,000, and it's broken through. So, you know, it's definitely set a standard. And for people that are trying to get into the market and they're just not, you know, prepared to just go all in. And if it's a property you really want, right, you know, you gotta do the dance and go over asking, or, you know, as much over asking as you need to get the property, because guess what? If your next opportunity to get that dream home is like in another 6 months, the market has already gone up. So, I mean, it would have been cheaper to just go all in before.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the tough conversations have to be had, right, with clients, right, is, you know, everybody, you know, the famous line, it's about time in the market, and that hasn't held more truth than now. Like if you sincerely want to get into the market on any level, if you're not prepared, get prepared, essentially, right? Like talk to your mortgage broker, get hooked up with a local expert, because exactly what to echo what Kory said, it's just it's so unpredictable, but we're actually like at a week to week kind of appreciation here, right? You know, there's still the odd one out there where you can kind of stay sensible in terms of what you throw out there and secure the property, but for the most part it's obviously super competitive, but an unreal market to get into with where the city is and where it's still yet to go. So yeah, guys, so standard wrap stats here. Again, you know, it's the same kind of trend that we're continuing to see over the last few months. Number of sales are down, average sale price is up. It's going to be like that for the foreseeable future. I mean, so I wouldn't read too much kind of into it there. And again, you know, with the greatest number of sales in the Hamilton Mountain, where most of the eyes are. So that's where you're seeing, you know, the most sales. But again, we've kind of scarily come across the $800,000 mark. So again, there's really, you know, not much to kind of dive into here.
It's interesting to see, you know, Ancaster really holding its own as far as number of sales, you know, 85 last year, 81 this year, right? So highly desirable area if people don't know Ancaster. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, beautiful little town there, just west of Hamilton, and that's exactly. Glad you touched on that, Kory. Just and we put that in there for a reason. It's going to tie into an off-market opportunity that we're going to chat about later on in the presentation. But exactly, it's held tight. It's basically on par there with number of sales. You know, it might look scary looking at a $1.3 million average cost, but you know, once you drive through Ancaster and all it's got to offer, it'll make a lot more sense.
Always, yeah, it's always been desirable. I mean, 20 years ago when I was in my mid-20s and thinking of where to live, I mean, it was desirable back then. So it hasn't changed.
Exactly. And it's working its ripple effect into, you know, the Western Hamilton Mountain, especially there with the kind of higher end builds, and you're seeing a lot of people kind of adapt to the way Ancaster looks, and it's kind of making its way east from where it sits. So guys, yeah, we're going to jump into basically, as we always do with these presentations on our end, you know, some investment opportunities that are about to go to market, some that are completely off market, and some recent deals just to highlight numbers and opportunities. This one is looking to hit the market this week. So 22 Duncombe Drive. This one's on the central Hamilton Mountain near Limeridge Mall, which I'm sure everybody's heard of. So highly desirable area always, just amenities, transit, access to highway, and the kind of and the access is down the mountain. So we're going to market here at $849.9. We're not doing the whole holdback offers. We're just kind of first come, first serve. It is tenanted, and you know, just kind of plays in with the strategy. So main floor there is 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,007 square feet. That was yielding $1,950 a month, all inclusive. Those rents were sent a couple of years ago, so huge upside there. A unit like that is going for anywhere from $2,350 to $2,450. Again, this one only has the one hydrometer, so you kind of have to, you know, play around the numbers there in terms of including utilities, but a huge upside there, minimum $400. And those tenants we are providing vacant possession for sure of that main floor.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so kind of got fortunate there. They were just, you know, they're kind of busting at the seams, so they need to find a bigger place for themselves. Basement there, 2-bed, 1-bath, 900 square feet. Kind of open concept, kitchen to living room. Another great big unit there as well. That's easy, you know, $1,750, $1,800. Probably a little bit of more premium as utilities will be included there, or you can do the whole, you know, 60-40, 70-30 split there. Really great parking situation here, 50 by 100, 50 wide by 100. So kind of basically, you know, you can do essentially 4 cars there. You know, stack 2-car single file there for both units. At least you have the 2 for the upper unit. But projected rents there, with new set rents there, you're looking at $2,300 to $2,400 upstairs, and around $1,700-1,800 downstairs. So huge upside there for sure. And again, this one is, you know, it's built as a quote unquote in-law suite, but you could definitely get in there and upgrade the renovations in the basement. They weren't touched when my clients bought it, but you can for sure get in there, kind of do the whole full gut just in the basement, you know, get into the ceiling, fireation and all that, and get it legal. So lots of opportunity there, or just kind of take it on as very common that way, and cash flow nicely.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Does it come with rubble in the front yard? No, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
For some people that aren't as familiar, if there's only 1 meter, like how does this get split up? So you just mentioned 60-40 or 70-30. So in that case, you know, I don't have any properties like this, but I'm well versed on it. You basically just look at the square footage of the house. You come up with a scenario that's going to be fair for both parties. And then you say, look, every month or every quarter, when I get the bill, we're just going to split it up this way. It's due as rent. You know, it is how it is. And or you could go try to take the time and spend the money and separate the hydrometers. Sometimes it's easier to do than people may think if all the circuits are already separated, but you're still paying $10,000 to $15,000 to do that. So, you know, this is a much more reasonable way, is just split it up, keep the rents reasonable, and make sure you know what the utilities are, so you can kind of work that into your numbers over a 12-month period.
Exactly. Yeah, perfectly said, Kory. So I would, yeah, I mean, if you have the appetite for it, maybe go in there, just because, you know, these bungalows done up nicely now on the legal side are around the $1 million mark now on an ARV. So I mean, that's going to be with the vision the investor has. Me personally, I'd probably just leave it as is, do a kind of a cosmetic facelift in the basement, and roll with that. So
awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that off-market opportunity. And this is the key, right? When you're working with a team that has, you know, a lot of lead flow, deal flow going on, these kinds of opportunities are going to come up, and you have to jump on them fast.
Yeah, absolutely, Kory. Yeah, so that's a kind of kind of streamlined process we're trying to create here with our group. So next one, kind of a bit unique, but all in all, you know, a great investment opportunity. Not so much on the multi-residential side, but it does have a kind of tear down and rebuild opportunity here. So very unique property, Upper Stony Creek area, super, you know, highly sought after as well. Larger lots. This one sits 70 by 225. It's already been site plan approved for a beautiful raised or a sprawling bungalow here. We have all the plans, all the paperwork behind it. So
it's a good sized lot. I mean, what could somebody build on there? What's their biggest, or you know, what size home do you think they could put on there?
You're about 2,500 square feet there.
Nice.
From what I recall from the plans, right? So it's definitely not small. And I just really like the way currently the way the house is set back. It really keeps a lot of the backyard intact there. It's got a nice in-ground pool at the very back of the property line as well. What you won't see here is just kind of, there's a bit of a uniqueness around this. So basically it's a bungalow with a loft space in that main structure on the right-hand side. Obviously where you see the garage door there, it's actually two garages. It's basically two garages connected that has, you know, an open throughway. And at the top of the back of that garage is actually a bachelor unit there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is a decent size. It's about 500 square feet. But, you know, easy $1,000, $1,100 in there to supplement your mortgage. Super unique property in that sense. You won't really see this ever, especially on a lot size like that in that area. But again, it's run like that for a long time, and obviously super useful with this day and age where people want to do the whole house hack, live in a rent situation. And now knowing that everybody, you know, as COVID's convinced everybody to, you know, sprawl to these bigger lots, this kind of hits all points. And then obviously if you have the kind of knack for it, you know, you could put a wrecking ball through there and build a beautiful home there for a larger family. So lots of opportunity there, cool potential for sure. So we'll be taking that one to market, $699,900. That's just more on the strategic side. But again, guys, there are lots of unique opportunity here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could put the wrecking ball through right now. You could wait a year or two and do it later. And you know, when you bring up the mortgage helper ability, when somebody can have even like a small 1-bedroom or a bachelor unit that's going to bring in $1,000 a month, and maybe you only qualified at, I know that's, you know, you guys are looking for over asking on this one, I'm sure, but
yeah,
you know, let's say if you only were approved at 550, and then you're trying to find a way, how can I get above, like, how can I shop above my snack bracket here? Well, your mortgage broker is now going to be able to approve you with some rental income, right? And that $1,000 is going to cover a couple $100,000 with a mortgage. So you could actually qualify for something like this as long as your income and everything supports it on the other side. So
exactly.
Always be looking for these kinds of opportunities. I house hacked for a long time when I was young, right up until when I got married. You know, that's when we actually moved into our home. So.
Yeah, exactly, Kory. I couldn't have said it better myself. Like I'm in the same boat. We started with the investment first. I live in, you know, my girlfriend and I live in one of our duplexes here. You know, we own a bunch in the city. So, and we're not moving into our primary residence until like January of 2023. We bought a new build actually in Ancaster. So looking forward to that, but exact kind of same route in that sense. But yeah, just more so this day and age, right? Being able to have that secondary suite help on the mortgages is so vital. Can't even stress that enough. So, yes. But cool opportunity nonetheless here.
Definitely.
We've highlighted this one before, but you know, we'll keep bringing it to light just because it is truly off market. Again, don't want to step on Kayla's toes here. She's a friend of mine and out towards St. Catharines Way. But yeah, legal duplex here. That price is as you see it. This was converted about 4 years ago when the investor bought it. Main floor is a 3-bed, 1-bath. So it's a 3-level back split, not like a traditional kind of raised ranch. Basement's a 1-bed plus den and a bath. You could definitely upgrade both units, more so the main floor. But it's on a beautiful big lot. I don't know if you can tell how wide that is. It's about 50 by 120 there, 130. It's in Secord Woods there in St. Catharines. Again, low rents here, huge opportunity for upside. truly off market. We might take this to market in the spring, but right now just kind of offering it to our VIP clients and listeners on this channel as well.
Hey, there you go, man. I love seeing. I was going to say, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
A third one. And again, you guys, I've seen this happen before, right? With any like things that Matt's team has gotten involved with. It's like people are hesitating now, and then they wait, and then in the spring it's going to go for 750, and it's like you could have just got it now, or
Exactly.
maybe actually had a little bit of room to negotiate a couple little minor things or something like that. But it sounds like there's opportunity there. I like the size of the lot. I can definitely see it, left and right of the house there with just the fence line. So
exactly. And this one, another kind of live and rent situation where, maybe occupy the main floor, assume the basement tenant with due diligence. So again, a couple different exit strategies, but great opportunity nonetheless, and a really true off market for at least the foreseeable future here with our team.
Amazing.
Yeah, guys, I think last one here on the off-market train. So this one, we like to highlight the single-family kind of edition of the investing as well here, just because of essentially where rents have gotten to in Hamilton. So this one's actually right across the street from the Hamilton General, one of the bigger hospitals here in Hamilton.
How would you describe the area there, Abdellah?
We'll say it's on the up still. I mean, if you're a true Hamiltonian and you hear Victoria Avenue North, you probably think a little bit, but it's just sincerely not where it used to be. It's just, anyway, it's slowly but surely cleaning up. There's a lot happening, especially to the west of it, as you transition down Barton to the coveted James Street. So this one's actually deceiving. You can see kind of the dormer there as well. This one just finishing up on a super deep renovation. Front parking there. It's going to be done. It's going to be done to the nines. Nice little single family opportunity here for just kind of the more passive investor, right, that doesn't want to deal with the multi units. Your tenant profile obviously would be a healthcare worker, where they can literally throw a football from the front door of the hospital to this front door. So that pictures obviously doesn't do it justice, but we don't have any pictures yet of the transformation. Again, the true off market for the time being.
Never judge a book by its cover. And
exactly.
We have a smaller property in our portfolio. It's actually smaller. It's like 650 square foot. It's not a story and a half. It's just a 1 story. And we just furnished it, and we put it on the short-term rental market. We're getting 50% more rents for it. It still cash flows, and with money being so cheap these days, it's almost free. I can't believe just how low interest rates are right now. So, again, $299 in Hamilton. Like, come on, people! Like, I haven't seen that price in a long time in Hamilton anywhere. So, especially for somebody that's had a renovation, like maybe this was like, yep, they buy it, you got to renovate it yourself. But hey, get in touch with Abdellah and find out what's going on here, and let's get this thing moved. Yeah,
100%. So just to be it is a semi-detached there, and again, just some of these smaller properties, Kory hit the nail on the head there on the short-term rental side. We own one just east of there that we bought 6-7 years ago. That's just been an absolute cash cow on the refi side and on the monthly side as well. So again, just on the more passive side, but where the rents are right now in Hamilton, the cash flow looks a lot different than it did in years past, for sure.
Big time. What do you think this could rent for? Just regular renters, if you wanted to buy this as a rental property and just kind of.
2-bed, 1-bath. Like it really, like our contractors are doing that job. They do a bang up job, super detailed. So 2-bed, 1-bath, you're probably looking like 1,700, maybe a little bit more there for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's actually super deceiving from the outside. The inside does look a lot more grand for sure.
Love it, man.
Yes, sir. And then this one, just kind of a recent deal that we just sold for a client. Just to kind of highlight again, I'm a big believer in these legal duplexes on the mountain. Even though they're getting up to the million mark, there's still a lot of meat on the bones for a buy, run, or refi. The refis, I mean, you're not pulling out all your cash, but it's a nice mix of capital extraction and on the cash flow. A tenant profile is a triple plus here as well. So this one, yeah, we took to market. Essentially, you know, the number's going to look a little deceiving there for sure, buying it at 455 in 2019 where it ended up. But now essentially, you know, if you're taking the purchase prices where they're in the mid sixes now, elevate the ARV to basically around $1 million. That's kind of where you stand now. This one kind of has obviously the huge transition and appreciation that we went through. But again, just something that we love doing here in Hamilton are these bungalow legal duplexes. This one's super similar to that 22 Duncombe that we talked about earlier on. Essentially the exact same product, just doesn't have that legal standing. When
you guys listed it at 749, sorry to interrupt, but
no problem.
Were you guys pleasantly surprised with the sale price, or were you pretty much figuring it was going to hit right around there?
Yeah, that's what I was striving for sure. Just because there have been a couple sales in Hamilton with some really nice renovations that are going for slightly over $1 million, 3 up, 2 down, kind of similar specs in the square footage and lot size. But this one more so, I know it looks like that 940. Hey, how am I going to cash flow? But it actually does work, especially with the way the landlords had the leases written with the utilities being split and covered by the tenants as well as the seasonal exterior maintenance. It actually did cash flow. And if you kept kind of that same style of lease and jacked up the rents, it'd be a no-brainer for the kind of just like turnkey approach investor. So that's kind of a big reason why we're highlighting this one, even though it looks like a grand number. It actually is doable with the rents and where the rents can be on a turnover there.
Yeah, because you're going to have your down payment. So I mean, your mortgage is going to be down more around the, you know, in the 800s or high sevens, and then, you know, splitting the utilities, that's going to save you, you know, that's almost worth $100,000 off a mortgage right there, maybe 75,000 off a mortgage. So, you know, you're getting into the 600s of what you got to try to carry, and as long as you're kind of bringing in $3,500 a month, you're in the green.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. So I mean, that 35 could easily be 38, probably even more, and probably around $4,000, and keep the utilities as is. So just to give you kind of an idea of where this could be. But again, we're just highlighting a product that we really believe in Hamilton with again these duplex conversions on the mountain, and where the cash flow still stays with the turnkey purchase. So, and again, another awesome one for the living rent. Needless to say, you know, live upstairs and get a giant price downstairs. This one was renting at $1,600 plus 40% of utilities downstairs. You can imagine how helpful that would be.
Big time, man. I think not enough people are thinking about this. They're thinking, I just want to, you know, I was a renter, now I just want my own house. Like, but for someone that's working as much as you or I, Abdellah, like, we're just not home. Like we just need a place to go and
just lay our heads
the weekend, or like to sleep at night. But like, otherwise we need this asset. We need other people to help us be paying down our, you know, usually your principal residence is not an asset unless it is a duplex or something of the nature. My first property was a 6-plex. So I took the biggest unit in the house. Everything else kind of carried it. And, you know, at times I'd have a roommate sometimes too. So
yeah, exactly. You got to do what you got to do out of the gate, right? That's the same thing we did. We bought back in 2013, our first 3 purchases were all duplexes, and we moved into them and kind of just slowly exiting and then replacing with higher rents, tons of equity there. And that's wouldn't change it for the world in terms of how we approach real estate market. But I mean, there's, no matter what time it is, there's always a strategy out there that's going to work regardless of where these price points have gotten here in Hamilton. So yeah, this one, so it's an action available assignment, closes January 14th. So really, again, circling back, Kory, to Ancaster, this one's McNiven, basically South Coast area. ARV is probably pushing, again, sorry about that, probably pushing north of 1.4. truly just a cosmetic retrofit. So 2,219 square feet, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, giant basement with great ceiling height. So definitely would be optimal to finish that. Obviously, you see their double car garage, nice big lot. So yeah, this one we're offering, again, true off market assignment, looking to offload it to anybody that's in this kind of flip space, or somebody that's looking to essentially take it for themselves. It's essentially not a bad buy run or refi with an end user on the backside. Again, closes January 14th of 2022. And obviously sellers there are looking to make a move as soon as possible on it.
There you go, folks. So if you're a little bit handy, or if you got, really great connections with your renovation contracting team, go hit up Abdellah on this one here. Because the numbers are probably so good that he doesn't even want to mention them here right now. But
I really don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But even like just throwing the 150 out there, that's basically if you're doing a full gut top to bottom, maybe tack on a little bit with the basement, but it is actually turnkey to an extent. So you could, for the end user, chip away at it in terms of kind of doing the renovations in sections and not spending that giant capital right out of the gate. But I mean, the area alone is, obviously we know it's what Ancaster is all about, and it would be for somebody that's looking to get into, a 4-bed home, kind of growing family, whatever the case is, it would be an unreal opportunity. As we know, anything that hits the market with Ancaster and the address is flying off the shelf for a wild number. So pretty logical way of getting into the Ancaster market if that's what you're looking to do here.
Amazing.
Yeah, Kory, I like to we're on the personal investing side here that we do, where we're big advocates of the new build kind of approach, and be able to assign them and just kind of churning those kind of behind the scenes and building capital and kind of letting the money sit there, making sure we can assign it, and cap development charges and doing all the fun stuff to make sure you're protected there. But this one's actually not in Hamilton, but it's a Hamilton builder that we've bought from twice, Starwood Homes. So they're unleashing or unveiling here the Ridge by River Mill. Obviously Cambridge is still a lot of meat on the bones there, especially with the new build side, but it's next up definitely with the push that Hamilton's kind of rippling through neighboring cities here. So yeah, it's a 300 unit development, 2- and 3-story towns.
Wow. That's a big development, because I used to live in Cambridge, and there just wasn't a lot of like new builds, right? Depending on where you are in Cambridge, like just a lot of old inventory.
Yeah, this one's in Hespeler. Don't recall the pocket off the top of my head, but this is more so, yeah, obviously great opportunity in terms of the equity that will be built through these. But it's more so, yeah, just the reputation of the builder and our experience with them, and just where we essentially follow them wherever they build here. So they've always put out a great product, always on time, obviously with avoiding COVID BS out there, but it's with permits and all that with the city. But yeah, it's a great opportunity. Start early enough to get in, kind of pre-public there as well. But we're huge advocates of the development on its own here.
And you gotta have a quality builder, just because the property goes through all these different inspections and permitted stages doesn't mean that things get missed, right? Like I went with a more expensive builder, a higher quality builder, because I didn't want to have to deal with anything, even though there's Terry on warranty. It's like, yeah, we just want to enjoy our home, right? So
for sure,
yeah,
for sure. And there's always whether there's just always going to be hiccups this day and age, but these guys really do keep on top of things, and they're super like informative, and they communicate. So again, just kind of something that we preach, to investors that are looking for this type of strategy. Again, another great way.
Somebody who's maybe wanting to be a little more passive, right? They make good income at their work. They don't really have the time to be seeking out, and looking at deals every single weekend. It's like, hey, this is a great call it a, better than the stock market. Like, just go park your money here, wait until it's actually built, and then you get to realize the returns. And I like that you actually get a piece of property. You're not in some high rise.
Yeah, exactly right. And again, if you're getting in early enough in the process, obviously you're getting those incentives with, either waiving the assignment or a small charge on it. And obviously that's the big key, right, with investing, is at least having that exit strategy. Obviously you got to close on it. But if you're able to sell the contract and kind of wholesale in that sense, it's just a huge plus. But again, you guys, you should check it out, register. It'll be a good one out there, well worth the ROI for sure.
Well, hey man, thanks for just so many off-market deals and breakdowns of numbers. Anything that you've seen in the trenches in Hamilton that was shocking, maybe not so shocking? Any predictions here for as we come into the new year? Do you expect prices to continue? I know you're asking for people in the comments to comment. What's Abdallah's and your team kind of expecting going into the new year? Hamilton's just one of those markets where there's just such a high demand.
Yeah, such a high demand, man. It's just so unpredictable at times. Like, I love kind of giving my 2 cents, and I'm just kind of crossing my fingers that as hopefully all these mandates get lifted in the province, that people are just, to me, it's the majority of these properties are just being held back because people don't want other people through their homes, right? So if everybody seems a little bit more comfortable and there's a rush to the market, then I'm hoping there's a balance. But yeah, unfortunately right now the kind of trend that we're seeing, as long as the inventory's at a silly number, those silly numbers that we're seeing month to month, there's still going to be an incline. But again, look, it's there's still deals out there, right? Like everybody's holding offers here and there. So you got to kind of pick your poison. Okay, which one am I going to focus on? Everybody goes to that property that night, and then a similar property that's presenting offers that night essentially gets nothing on the table, and then there's a deal to be had because they don't have the right traction, right?
Yeah.
So I would say my whole thing is I tell all my buyers this is always throw your hat in the ring, because we're still finding even off market stuff. It's just obviously takes a little bit of patience, but I think we're experts in helping people navigate here and making sure that they don't lose sleep at night.
Definitely. Well, you definitely have the experience, and I think it is important that the bigger the team and the busier you guys are, just these opportunities will come to the busier people, right?
Yeah.
And the people that are the most capable and the people that have made that web the biggest and the most conversations, most connections. So, if people haven't connected with you, I highly encourage that they do. And these are the kinds of people that you want to work with. Like, these are the people that create opportunities or present opportunities or just always have opportunities for, obviously I'm sure you guys have a lot of mouths to feed, but eventually everybody needs to take a break from eating.
That's getting to be the problem, especially with the YouTube channel, right? Is finding stuff for everybody. But yeah, we're always hard at work. We're a team of 8 here. So, so it's not just kind of me seeking out properties, right? And that's why we have our team in place. But yeah, look, it's never too late to get into the market. I know that sounds super realtor of me, but it really is the truth. And just got to throw your hat in the ring. That's all I can say.
Exactly. And there's other, hey, what if the market, had a soft, correction? Did you overpay? Well, there's other ways you can chip away at things too, right? Make it your mission to go pay that property down sooner.
Exactly.
Because when you actually look at the total cost of owning a house, a lot of people don't even look at the interest, right? Interest rates are going to start going up. So make sure that you always have a strategy, no matter where you're at. If you're in an up market, down market, sideways market, there's always a way to be profitable in real estate. So
absolutely. Well said, Kory, for sure.
Yes. So any final thoughts here, Abdellah? Anything you'd like to leave the audience with here leading up to the holidays and Christmas and New Year? Anything that they absolutely have to go experience in the Hamilton area?
In the Hamilton area, yeah. Our restaurant scene is top notch here, man. We're getting so many businesses being put up. Restaurants all up and down James Street, right? If you're looking for a nice night out, everything's in walking distance. Log Street. Again, those are that's essentially where it's gonna be the most attractive. The Bayfront's always a nice time here. The Tie Cats are always doing something, but Yeah, I hope.
Call ahead and get your reservations for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great, man. Yeah. Oh, well, trying to get a reservation here in Hamilton, especially with a restaurant on James Street, it's literally it's like buying a house essentially. You got to get in line on most occasions, but yeah, and especially with the Harborfront development coming in the next 3, 4, 5 years, there's the prices are where they at, but there's still so much more coming to Hamilton that if you're just position yourself in the right neighborhood with the right kind of development around it in that sense, there's so much more kind of appreciation equity to be built. So yeah, I don't want to be back on here, but I'll just like to wish the viewers Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I know we got a couple of those on the road videos coming out with Pete, so hopefully you guys can tune in all that. We go through some in-person stuff that I talk about on here, and that's about it for me.
Hey, no worries, man. Well, hey, this has been a great 40 minutes or so, and appreciated getting to know you a little bit more, and looking forward to meeting you in person someday. And again, people, make sure that you're following the right people. Make sure that that is all part of being the market expert in your area. So until next time, make sure you know the data, you know the stats, and where the market is going. So have yourself an amazing holidays here, and keep being amazing, friends.
That's it. Thanks, Kory. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I hope to meet in person soon, and everybody enjoy your holiday. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.